The Magical Mystery Marketplace. You got to be in it to win it. It's just like Lotto. You got to be in it to win it. It's our Magical Mystery Marketplace. And it is like Lotto. We do a giveaway every single week. Welcome to the Magical Mystery Marketplace. The Magical Mystery Marketplace takes place every Sunday, except for the first Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern, right after the live magic Q&A tea party that we have over on Zoom, private little room. Now we're public. We're all out there. And this streams over Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Join us, me and my special co-host. Yes, you're my co-host. For this weekly get-together that's a little bit of a fun magical hangout, a little bit of spell school, and a whole lot of witchy QVC. Each week, I bring on a special co-host from the Parlour of Wonders. This week, it's Miss Kelly. And we pick a special topic and then feature some of the amazing products we have at the Parlour of Wonders and show you how to use them in your magical practice. Each week, it's a surprise as to what the spotlight items are going to be. And for everyone watching, there's a flash sale on these featured products. You'll not only have fun with us, you will save money too. This week, our topic is Poppets, and your discount code is at the ticker at the bottom of the screen. If you use the code PINS, because I was thinking of voodoo dolls and pins, pins, you get 15% off any of the spotlighted items now through November 21st. So the next 3 days, today and 2 days. And if you purchase any of the spotlighted items during the live stream, you are eligible for the raffle we have at the end, the giveaway we have at the end. We will be giving away one of the spotlighted items to one lucky person each and every week. We do that. I don't even know what our giveaway is. I got to look it up. Or Love Witch will tell me. The Love Witch is in the background is what you guys don't know, helping us out here. If you're a member of the Coven at the Good Witch level or higher, you get an additional discount and an additional entry into the giveaway if you purchase during the live stream. Just check your email or go to my Patreon page, which is coven.vip, and you'll see your special discount code there. You want to find out how to be a member of my Coven? Because what are you even doing with your life if you're not a member of the Coven? Come on. Go to coven.vip. We've got all kinds of cool things. Oh my gosh, we give away all kinds of fun things, freebies, discounts, extras, bonuses. I mean, every level has cool stuff, so you will want to check it out. It is well worth the money of joining for sure. Here's a little secret though. Those coupon codes I mentioned work on everything in our Poppets category, our Poppet Magic category. That means the kits, the books, the supplies, and more, all of it. And there are more than just the items we are spotlighting here. So you'll definitely want to check out everything, but we're going to go over some of the highlights of that category. Make sure to join us every week, to subscribe to Madame Pamita on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, and click the notifications bell so you get notified when we go live. All right, so my co-host today is Miss Kelly from the Parlour of Wonders. Miss Kelly is Kat Hepburn.
Kat Hepburn's here.
Oh my gosh, so cute. You can follow Miss Kelly on Instagram. Lamore13 is her account on Instagram. Miss Kelly is our resident astrologer. She does astrological readings for clients. Amazing. She also is our candle maker, our main candle maker. We pop in, Onareo and I will pop in and do a candle every now and again, but you are the main candle maker and you are our resident astrologer. So whenever we do an astrology thing, we're like, Miss Kelly, what should we say about this? What should we do about this? So you always have a good answer. We love talking about astrology. So you offer a reading, but people could do their natal chart and they can see you do a natal chart reading. So that means who you are, the essence of who you are when you were born. It's a wonderful reading that she offers. So if you've ever wanted to have an astrological reading, which I recommend, I mean, I'll say this about astrological readings and tarot readings. Yes, you can do a tarot reading with a computer online for free. You can do an astrological chart online for free. Those are good for giving you a little, at least knowing where your planets are. But I'm telling you, there's nothing like an astrological reading and an astrological reading from Miss Kelly, because it will be personalized. It will be like on point. I mean, you will get like the real essence that a computer can never give, the intuition that a computer can never give. I mean, do you find that to be true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. because you can blend everything. Computers have a basic a summary of something, and you kind of have to guess and figure it out
Yeah.
yourself. But an astrologer can blend those things for you, ask you questions, help you with timing, help you lean into what your pros are,
Yeah.
help you figure it out.
Yeah. I found
Yeah.
it to be such a helpful thing. Having astrological reading from a person is very insightful. I mean, some of the astrological readings I have had have been like mind-blowingly like you get guidance, like, and you can look at timings for things going forward. You can look at like, when's an auspicious time for something. I mean, there's lots that you can do with it. Plus it gives you insights into your strengths. Like, so you can, as you said, you can lean into those. So really, really wonderful.
Yeah.
Anything you want to share what's going on in your world? You're a puppet person.
I make poppets. Yeah, I love poppets.
Yeah.
I have one that I made originally. I sell these. I'm all sold out at the moment, but these are my kitty cat poppets.
But you have to go
They've
see
got
it.
little
Oh my
pockets.
gosh. They're the
Yeah,
cutest. And you have to.
we're gonna make some for the
Yes,
parlor.
we're going to have some soon,
Yeah,
but I know you've been busy. So
yeah,
and you sell them out. That's the problem. Whenever you go to a
yeah.
market and start selling them, they just, people fall in love with those cute little kitty cats and they take them home. So yeah. Anything else going on in your world that you want to share? What's happening?
Let's see what else is going on. Well, I don't know. We're doing all our markets around LA right now. So if you want to get candles and you're in the LA area, you can follow me and find out where I'm going to be the next few weekends.
That's right. Miss Kelly
And
sells
yeah,
Parlour of Wonder candles. So if you're in LA area, Long Beach, Orange County, LA County, you sell at all the witches markets, and there's a bunch of them coming
yeah,
up. So follow her on Instagram and you'll know where she's going to be. Do you post about where you're going to be? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's a
yeah.
great
Great
place
show.
to go. And you also see those cute little poppets in person.
Yes.
And you'll see Miss Kelly in person too, which is the best of all. So, all right, so let's look at our products that we have. So these, I'm going to give you a little brief intro to the products that we have. If you want to add these to your cart at the Parlour of Wonders, a really super simple way to do that is just go to parlourofwonders.com, go to shop, and look at Poppets, which is like second or third line down. It's a category. And everything in that category is going to be on sale, or you can simply use the QR code for each item with your phone. And I've got a box of items here. They're all just thrown into box. I didn't even take them out of the box. All right. So here are the things that we're going to be looking at today. First of all, the mandrake. I'm just going to show you the result of it. The mandrake. Oh, this is the same exact one. Look at that in the
I
picture.
love
This is
it.
the same one in the picture. This is the mandrake love Poppet spell
I
kit.
just put one of those together for someone today.
I love that.
Yes.
Mandrake Love Puppet Spell Kit. We have also the Voodoo Doll Spell Book on sale. We have also modeling beeswax in all different colors. We have modeling beeswax for making poppets. So we're going to talk about this because this is like one of my, I think this is like a little tool that is so versatile, valuable, and kind of like a hidden gem at the Parlour of Wonders. Here's some of the beeswax poppets that I've made in the past for classes and workshops and whatnot. We also have the modeling beeswax poppet spell kit, which will allow you to make your little beeswax poppet with some herbs inside. You can see the herbs in this one. I mean, you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
It's a little see-through. This guy's been around for a long time. So it's a little weird. I think he's gotten some pieces broken off. He's been busy doing his work.
He's been busy. Yeah, here's what he's supposed to do. Which is great.
That's right. I don't know that was, I think that was just for a class. So these are just like sample ones. We also have a gorgeous book by Silver Raven Wolf, which is Poppet Magic, which gets into all different kinds of poppets. Oh my gosh. And color pictures, beautiful, different kinds of poppets. I mean, just really gorgeous pictures and examples in there. Yeah, it's a great book if you're interested in poppets. We have also, this is a little thing that I'm sharing, and you guys don't even know this, but we're going to talk about it. the beeswax human figural candle, male figural candle, and female figural candle all can be used as poppets. Did you know that? Like off-label use of these of the candles. So those are all on sale. So maybe you're not even interested in making a poppet, but you want to get one for, your spell work. Well, they're on sale too. So you can get these in all the different colors. And we're going to be talking about how to use those as poppets. And lastly, we have our Motanka spirit doll making kit. Now, Motanka is technically not a poppet, but since it's a doll, we're going to talk about the difference between a poppet and a Motanka. Motanka is a little bit different, but since it's a doll and it's poppet-like, we decided to put that on sale. So if you'd like to make a spirit doll, there you go. All right, so let's get to it. Let's talk about all these cool things that we have for you about poppets. Let's talk about first one. All right. The Mandrake Love Poppet Spell Kit. So I have another one here. This is a simpler one. This is a one with hair and one without hair. My question for you guys that are watching, and we love asking you a question and getting your response in the chat. So I'm going to give a question to you. Have you ever done a love spell and what was the result? Go ahead and type into chat. If you're on YouTube, you can type that in the comments. If you're on Facebook, you can type it in the comments. If you're on Twitter, you can respond. I don't know how Twitter works, so however you can Twitter. So you can leave your comments and then we will share them and we will talk about them. So have you ever done a love spell and what was the result? Miss Kelly, have you ever done a love spell?
Been a very long time since I did. Yeah.
What was the
It's been a long
result of
time.
it?
Gosh. I mean, it's good. It brings it towards you, right? It gets, gets their attention.
Yeah.
But you still have to, I think you still have to work it on your own,
Yeah.
right? You can't just do it and let it,
Yeah.
expect everything to happen. You have to put a little effort into it as well. But yeah, it's been a long time.
I've done
Gosh, like 20 years or so.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've done love
After I get-
spells and I've had love spells that every love spell that I've ever done has worked, much to my chagrin sometimes because I remember this one time I had a love spell that I cast and it was for passion. It was for passion and it was on like Donkey Kong. And then I got tired of this. Well, it didn't work out with this person. This person was very passionate in lots of different ways, including angry all the time. And so I'm like, this relationship is not for me. I need to get out of this relationship. And so I would break up for them and he would be coming after me like so hard and then get me to come back. And then I'd come back and then he'd get, acting up again and I would leave. He wouldn't leave me alone. So finally I had to do a spell that was like a separation spell so that he would finally leave me alone. And that finally worked. But man, sometimes they work too well.
You have a lot of good love stories.
I do have lots of stories. We talk about it on the Parlour.
Romance and love stories. Yeah.
And then I've had ones that I've been like more like I've done spells like more for like generally inviting love into my life. And those seem to work better for me, those seem to work in a way that's like bringing the best possible person rather than, I want that person. And then you bring that person and then it turns out they're not what you wanted at all. And then you have to do it and then you have to undo your work. So
yeah, because you're operating from your ego when you're going after a specific person, right? Your ego is all involved rather than letting your psyche kind of have a little say.
Yeah, exactly.
Your guides and stuff come in and say, maybe.
100%. And I also think like sometimes when you do a love spell on a person, you think they're what you want, but then you find out who they are and then they're not what you want. So, whatever. But yeah, so love spells can be coercive, working on one person, or they can be non-coercive, inviting a beautiful love into your life. Well, this Mandrake Love Poppet is definitely coercive magic. You're working on a person. So I wouldn't necessarily make this love poppet spell for a generic thing. I guess you could do it, but really this spell is designed for working on a particular person so that you're going to work on them and you're going to bring personal concerns, piece of their hair, clothing that they've worn and other things into it that are going to connect this to them. So poppets, or doll, sometimes called doll babies in Hoodoo tradition, are used to influence another person to do your bidding. And this particular spell is for them to do your bidding in love. Sometimes they're called voodoo dolls. And this is something we have to talk about, because the idea of a voodoo doll, poppets exist they're multicultural. They exist in every culture, every practice. There's variations on how they're used. We're going to talk about a Slavic version when we get to the Motanka. That's very different. But there's definitely puppet magic all throughout history in terms of making a little doll that represents someone else. This is sympathetic magic. So you're working on someone else from a distance. Now, in popular culture and in movies and so on, it's all about, oh, I'm going to stick a pin in them and then they're going to have a, I don't know, their back is going to hurt, a backache or whatever. I'm going to stick a pin in their head and they're going to have a headache. This is popular culture. It has nothing to do with actually the religion of voodoo. It has to do with like, oh, we're going to make up this. We know that dolls exist in magic. People have been using them. We're going to give it the name voodoo doll because voodoo is something very weird and mysterious and represents people doing magic in the 20th century. So this is a pop culture thing. Now, can puppets be used for malefic magic, for negative magic? Absolutely. Can they use for positive magic? Absolutely. But they are coercive magic where you're working on someone else. Coercive if you do not have their permission, non-coercive if you have their permission, of course. So puppets are some of the oldest documented types of magic, dating back as far back as prehistory, and are used in sympathetic magic. That is magic where you want to influence another person. So you can use this kit if you have a particular person in mind and you want them to express love to you in a way that you determine. Whether it's getting a reluctant lover to come to you, getting someone who is distant to come closer, or dominating someone in a relationship, a puppet is traditionally used to give you the control. So this kit has everything you need to make an authentic hoodoo love puppet: an American mandrake, mayapple, which is used for coercive love magic, a special blend of herbs to invoke love and passion, thread for binding the puppet, a petition paper, love me oil for blessing and anointing the puppet, and complete instructions. Got all the instructions and everything. All you need to add are pieces of your target's clothing, particularly ones that have been worn by your target and not yet washed. This spell is especially effective if you use like a magnet, you add something to it, like a magnetic attraction candle, vigil candle, or true love bath crystals or something else. But you can use this spell for coercing somebody, and the directions basically in a nutshell are you put it together and then you treat and speak to the puppet, you bless it, you make it attached to the person, and then you do say what it is you want it to do. I want you to fall madly in love with me and bring me a dozen roses, or whatever it is that you're wanting that person to do. And so that is how you work with a puppet for a love spell. You are coercively getting someone to love you who may be reluctant, resistant, or somehow not in your sphere. So let's check the comments, you guys. Have you ever done a love spell? How's it gone for you? What was the result? Anybody have any? Vera says, I did one years ago when I was a young witchling. It was one I shouldn't have done. Do we all? I think that's part of like the initiation to being a witch. You do a love spell and then you're like, I shouldn't have done that. It was one I shouldn't have done and it totally worked, but it bit me in the butt years later. Never did another one again. Yeah, we have ones that are successful, ones that bite us in the butt, but maybe that's a lesson we get to learn. It's like, oh, I'll do a different kind of love spell next time. But some situations you need to have that control over a person, especially I think when you're having, family, you guys have a family together and you want that person to strain and you want them to come back and be faithful to you. I mean, those kind of things I can see in justification. And certainly in witchcraft, there's no pope of witchcraft. I can't tell you what to do or not to do. You do what you and your own ethics say is okay for you. So, all right. Next, we're going to look at the Voodoo Doll spell book. Voodoo Doll spell book. All right. I want to ask a question of you guys. What are myths you have heard or seen in popular culture about voodoo dolls? What are the things that you've seen? What movies have you seen? I think of that one. What was that one with, was it Barbara Hershey in it? The one with the doll, the something Trilogy of Terror. Did you see that one?
I know. I think of the Bill. No, what's his name? Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
The snake and the
Oh, the
serpent,
rainbow,
serpent and the
the
rainbow,
serpent and the
serpent and
rainbow.
the
That's
rainbow.
right. That's right. All
Yes,
right.
yes. I
Um,
always think of that one.
yeah, Trilogy of Terror is this little doll that chases her around with the
I'm
teeth.
I'm gonna need to find that.
It's like of 70s.
I guess Chucky. Chucky would
Pre-Chucky. Yeah.
probably would he? Okay,
All
that might
right.
be.
So the Voodoo Doll Spellbook is a compendium of ancient and contemporary spells and rituals by Denise Alvarado. The pen is mightier than the sword. When it comes to voodoo, few things are more iconic than the voodoo doll, known as conjure dolls, doll babies, dollies, baby dolls, poppets, fetish, and effigies. They are servants of fast acting, long lasting magic. If you're seeking a new job or new friends, need to find your one true love or keep your lover at home, wish to be rid of your enemies or protect yourself from thievery, in these pages you will find the doll and the spell to do that and more. Drawing not only on New Orleans voodoo and hoodoo traditions, Alvarado also presents doll spellwork from ancient Greece. And this is like going back to ancient times, you guys. Greece, Egypt, Malaysia, Japan, Africa, and the European grimoires of old magic. You'll learn how to make, use, and properly dispose of your voodoo doll. Be warned, this is some of the most effective magic that exists. I mean, it's been around for thousands of years. So you don't have something exist for thousands of years that doesn't work. So be ready to reap what you are about to sow, or in this case, sow. Book is 7 by 9 inches, soft cover, 224 pages, and black and white photos and art in there. There you go. There's some photos and art in there. So there you go. So yes, so if you want to know everything historically and with an emphasis on hoodoo and Caribbean, African traditional religions and their connections to doll magic, this is your book. So you can get this book for 15% off or 20% off if you are in the coven. All right. So has anybody had any myths in popular culture about voodoo dolls? Have you heard or seen any myths? No? Nobody? Just us? Watch Trilogy of Terror. Watch Chucky.
Yes.
Ah, Lady Vader says, sadly, I've never had any form of love spell work at all, even non-specific ones. Huh, interesting. That might be something for a reading, Lady Vader. What can you do? What is the missing ingredient or what? Because I always feel like magic, we would say magic hasn't worked yet, but are there blocks or anything else going on? That'd be an interesting thing to look at. All right, let's talk about modeling beeswax for puppets. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm obsessed with this. Now, first of all, I have a question for you. Have you ever made a spell tool by hand? Have you ever made something by hand? Making a poppet by hand is a thing you can do. Have you ever made a spell tool by hand? It could be a poppet, could be something else. We're going to be talking about making a spell tool by hand. These are modeling beeswax for puppets. Beautiful colors, amazing honey scent because that's what beeswax smells like. Great colors, handy little piece, perfect size to make this size poppet. This size poppet. This is this long and slender one. All right. Or short and thick one. So this gorgeous beeswax is especially made for modeling and is perfect as a tool to make your own beeswax poppet, doll baby, or voodoo doll. If you want to work on influencing someone else, making a poppet is an excellent method of exerting your control in a consistent and specific way. What do I mean by when I say that? Well, it doesn't have to be for making a love spell. It can be working on anyone from a distance for anything. Maybe you want to work on somebody for healing and you don't have them in front of you. Maybe they're across the country and they need some physical healing or some spiritual healing. You can get a blue wax and make a blue wax poppet and then put healing oil on it and it represents them. So you can work on somebody at a distance, right? Or maybe you want to bring success to somebody or opportunities to somebody or prosperity to somebody. Now, sometimes people ask me, can you make a poppet for yourself? There's nothing that says you can't make a poppet for yourself, but we would normally say like, well, work on yourself, right? So if you want to bring in prosperity, you would put a prosperity oil on yourself. But there are some situations where I feel like working on a doll that represents yourself does have an effect, especially self-love work. I think when we don't feel worthy in some way, working on a poppet can be a great way to work on yourself so that you can give the doll the love that you might not be able to give yourself, right? The self-love, if that doll represents you, you can do that. So if you don't feel worthy, sometimes a doll can be in some area of your life. A doll can be a great way to work. Maybe you want to do things to the doll that you cannot do to yourself. For example, I mean, I can think of some things like, I mean, it's not like the ideal example, but maybe you want to change your body shape in some way so you can make the body shape of the doll match what it is that you want and you are aiming for. That can be a way of working like that projection magic. Or maybe you want to bring somebody else's doll and your doll together. That is a way that you can work so that you can work bringing those two dolls together in love or friendship or partnership or whatever. You can also work and create a doll for your, like I said, your loved ones who are far away, or maybe a loved one who is resistant to having work done on them. Again, that's coercive work if they don't want work done on them and you're working on them, but you make your choice, right? So maybe you have someone who is, we just had in the Q&A, some 18-year-old kid who's doing wild things, got in trouble, now has to go to court. If that kid is out doing wild things and you want them to be safe and protected, you can make a doll and put protection oil on it, for example. So there's any way that you can work. You can also work on your enemies in this way. Maybe you want someone to do like a reversing spell on someone so that their negative energy, curses, whatever they're putting out there, evil eye that they're putting out there, goes back to them and doesn't bother anybody else. You can do that with a poppet spell. So there are lots and lots and lots of ways to work with poppets, coercively, non-coercively, whatever. What if the dog eats the doll?
I guess the spell's done.
Spell is done, I guess. Yeah. Why would you have a dog eating beeswax? I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, I guess they think it's a toy. I
Or
don't
any
know.
poppet though. They might grab any poppet.
Oh, that's true. That's true. A cloth one, they might think it's a toy, right?
Yep.
So anyway, beeswax is a particularly useful medium for poppet work. We have lots of different poppets. The traditional voodoo doll that you sew up from cloth, right? That is legit a poppet, right? The wooden ones that we make from maple root. But there's a unique thing about beeswax one. Beeswax has an extra advantage of being created from the focused energy of bees. To make a single ounce of beeswax, the bees must make 1 million visits to flowers to collect nectar. That means the essence of these magical creatures, the bees, and every flower that they have visited is a part of your poppet work. And whenever you work with beeswax, you are really working with the very best. Beeswax also contains a slight amount of honey for sweetening your magical work, and the natural beeswax aroma of this modeling beeswax is so good. It smells so good. You will love working with your poppet. So this little rectangle, 4 inches by 1.5 inches, can be modeled into a 3 to 4 inch poppet. If you'd like to make a bigger poppet, you want to order more than one piece of the modeling beeswax. Beeswax must be kneaded into a moldable state. That means so you put the beeswax in your hand, holding it both hands till it becomes pliable. Then you start working it back and forth. And the more you work it, the warmer it gets. And then it becomes quite pliable. Once you stop working it, it becomes hard again. And then your doll is going to stay intact. Mold your poppet into the shape that you desire. And this is the super big plus about this. What you can't do with a cloth poppet, you can wash this. You can give it a bath. You can cleanse it because it's made out of beeswax. So you can choose the color that most closely aligns with your intention: white for cleansing or any all-purpose work, black for controlling or protection, pink for romance or friendship, red for passion, orange for opening up blockages, yellow for success and fame and happiness, green for generosity or financial abundance, blue for healing or reconciliation, purple for power, brown for court cases or grounding, copper for strength. We have a special color, copper. That's like a little special color for that's for strength. So there you go. Beeswax. Love this beeswax. It's amazing. It can be used for so many things besides poppets too. You can use it to help your candles stick in their candle holder. I mean, there's lots of things that you can do with it. So modeling beeswax. So have you ever made a tool by hand? Has anybody made a tool by hand? Anybody?
Yeah.
I love making tools by hand. Yes, Love Witch makes lots of tools by hand, supplies and all kinds of things. Yeah. Anybody else?
too. Me too.
Billy says, I love making magical items by hand. Yeah, it's really fun. All right. Your full moon puppet workshop was so fun. Yes, we did a full moon puppet workshop where we made a puppet to represent ourselves so we could work on ourselves. All right, so let's look at our next thing. So if you want to make a puppet and you want to get the beeswax and just do it on your own, that's great. But we also have a modeling beeswax puppet spell kit. The modeling beeswax puppet spell kit is has everything that you need, including a bath that you can give the puppet. So it comes with a little bath crystals, just like we use for ourselves. We can use bath crystals on the puppet. It comes with the modeling beeswax, and it comes with herbs and complete instructions on how to make a puppet. A beeswax puppet is a versatile tool for doing spell work on someone else, either because they're distant from you or because you don't want them to know that you're doing work on them. So sorry, my notes had a bunch of pictures in it. I accidentally copied over all the pictures. This modeling beeswax is easy to manipulate to make your very own puppet for spell work. A puppet, sometimes called a doll baby or voodoo doll, is one of the, and I told you all this stuff already, how to do it. So this spell kit comes with modeling beeswax, bath crystals for a single cleansing bath, herbs for and that's for the bath for the puppet. You could actually, it's like a single sized one. You could use a little bit of, and the question is, have you ever used a Parlour of Wonders spell kit? How did it go for you? Forgot about the question. Sorry, you guys. So this spell kit comes with modeling beeswax, bath crystals for a single cleansing bath. However, single cleansing bath for a person could be broken down into smaller things because you're going to wash this little guy or gal in a small amount of water in a bowl, right? So you could just use a little bit and use it over many days. Do a cleansing on them. Herbs for your intention and full instruction for puppet work, and all wrapped in a muslin bag. You can also purchase an appropriate magical oil that you can apply to the puppet on a daily basis. Oh, fall in love with me, or get healed, get strong, win the competition, whatever it is that you're working on for your friend, family, or loved one. And I have a video showing you how to work with beeswax puppets up on YouTube if you want to check that out. So has anyone ever used a Parlour of Wonders spell kit, and how did it go? Well, we heard already in our Q&A today, people raving about the incense spell kits today. All right, so let's look at our next offering, which is our book, Poppet Magic by Silver Ravenwolf. Silver Ravenwolf has been written so many books and beautiful books, foundational books. Yeah.
I have it too.
Oh, yes, you have it. That's right.
It's so good. Yes.
It's so good. It's got patterns, it's got pictures, how-to, step-by-step, all different kinds of puppets and recipes, ideas. I mean, I love a book like this because not only is it going to give you a step-by-step if you've never done it before, but it's also going to give you, if you have done it before, kind of like some inspiration, right? Like you've made tons of puppets and you might get some inspiration like, oh, I could do it that way, or I could add that to it, or, so. What would you use a puppet for in your life? What would you use a puppet for in your life right now, Miss Kelly? I'm asking you guys out there to put in the chat. What would you use a puppet for in your life? But Kelly,
I use them all the time. I mean, my kitty, I keep him by my bed and I talk to him, and sometimes they're good for dream work. They're good for, I need something done. I give a message. You can write messages to them, put them inside your puppets.
It's like a way for accessing spirits. That's more like akin to what we're going to be talking about. The Motunka is like the ancestor spirit, home of the ancestor spirit.
Yeah.
So this is like a wonderful, other way of working with it, not just for sympathetic magic. All right. So Poppet Magic has patterns, spells, and formulas for puppets, spirit dolls, and magical animals by Silver Ravenwolf. So make your own magical spirit dolls and totem animals. Includes color photos and illustrations to guide you step by step. I mean, it's a very good book. From best-selling author Silver Ravenwolf comes a hands-on book for exploring a fascinating realm of magic. Poppet Magic shares everything you need to make your own enchanted dolls and spirit animals for love, money, health, banishing, attracting what you want, and much more. Discover more than 36 patterns for paper, cloth, or felt poppets, as well as instructions for working with a variety of other mediums. This book also includes guidance for choosing colors, herbs, oils, gemstones, and other ingredients that correspond to your magical intentions, as well as helpful hints on timing, sigils, incantations, and ceremonies for empowering and decommissioning your dolls. Whether you make your own poppets or work with store-bought dolls, this book will help you will achieve magical success. 288 pages, 8 by 9, great photo illustrations, directions, step by step, all of it. Soft cover book. And we have a couple copies at the Parlour of Wonders. All right, so what would you use a puppet for in your life, you guys out there? Any answers? I would use one, you know what? I would use one as like a protector companion, right? Spirit companion. Like, I think that's a lovely way of working. That's how I tend to work with dolls nowadays, mostly for me. All right, let's talk about our beeswax figural candles. Beeswax female, beeswax male, and beeswax human. We got them all. Do you know we're the only place that I know of that incorporated a non-binary, non-gendered candle? Because I was like, what about non-binary people? We need a candle for them. What about if you're doing a spell and you don't care if it's a man, male, female, or non-binary? You don't care. Like, you want to attract clients. You can do that. What if you want to bring in a new friend and you don't care if they're male or female? You can do that, right? So what if you're in a relationship with a non-binary person? You can use this. So that's what we did. We made a non-binary candle. So and also we donate a portion of the proceeds to the Trevor Project, which is for LGBTQ youth. So have you ever used a candle for something other than burning it? That's my question for you guys. So have you ever used a candle for something other than burning it? Have you, Miss Kelly?
Oh yeah, all the time. I
What
mean,
do you use? What do you do with it?
sometimes sometimes you just put it up, yeah. I always tell people you can use it without burning it. Like, you can put petitions under it. You can put your herbs around it. You can write on it, carve into it. And then when you're done with that, you can sort of clean the slate and do something else with it. You can sort of reuse them over and over again.
Yeah, I tend to use candles. I mean, like, I have candles that sit on my altar, like
Mm-hmm.
as a statue on my altar, and I'll
Yeah.
use it in that way, like representing a certain spirit or something, an energy that I want. Sometimes I just
Yeah.
have a cute candle and I'm like, set it up on my altar. And then one day I'll be like, I'm burning that candle. This is the
I
candle I
say
use.
that too when I'm selling them. I'm like, listen, put it out, and then one day it's going to be all dusty and weird, and you're going to say, "Oh,
Now's
time
the
to use that
time.
thing. Now I know what I need to use it for." It's just going to come to you. Yeah.
All right, so these male, female, and human candles, figural candles, can represent a person, either yourself or someone else, when you are working sympathetic magic. Do you need, when you're working with this, by the way, when you're working with this candle, you can cut off the wick and just use it as a doll. That's like the off-label use of this candle. So you could use it as a candle. You can leave the wick on and use it, burn it later. I have spells that where you work on a candle many days and you work on that candle. And then finally on that last day, maybe you'd work on it for 7 days or 9 days or 13 days or whatever, full lunation or whatever you want to work on it. And you work on it as you're working it as a poppet. And then the last day you burn it. That's a great spell to do.
Yeah.
So you can use a candle as a poppet to represent yourself or someone else. These candles are 100% pure beeswax with no fragrances, essential oils, or herbs added, so that you can put your own oils on it, right? So it doesn't have anything. You can make it what you want it to be. If you want this yellow candle to be about happiness for your best friend or success for yourself or whatever it is that you want, you can do that, right? You can also bring in more than one candle to represent you and another person, right? So if you want to work on 2 candles together because you want that energy, one can represent you, one can represent the other person. What I love about this is that you can use a doll, like you can buy a doll at the store and use that as a poppet. But what I love about this is that you can transform it because it's beeswax. You can mold it. You could carve names in it. You could hollow out the bottom and put some herbs in
Put some
there or a
stuff in there.
petition in
Yeah.
there. Exactly. And you can make this poppet very much your own, but you can also wash it. If you want to do cleansing work or you want to, work in a bath, you can't do that with a cloth
I
candle.
saw Pam wash a candle the other day. You washed a candle at the shop the other day. So what are you doing? Oh, I'm washing everything off this candle.
Oh yeah, because I put some weird thing on a candle and I didn't like it, so I took it off.
So
Yeah,
you
you can wash
wash
a can.
candles. Yeah, she's washing a candle.
So you can pick a color. Also, you can pick a color for these candles that corresponds to what you're working on, right? So you could pick, for example, red for passion or energy or passionate love. You could pick pink for romance or friendship or family love. You could use green for fertility, prosperity, generosity, blue for tranquility, reconciliation, or for healing, purple for power and mastery, yellow for fame, success, or happiness, orange for opening up opportunities, brown for legal matters or fidelity, and white for blessing or for any other purpose. Did I say black for protection? Yep, banishing and protection. So these candles are 100% beeswax with no fragrance, essential oils, or herbs added, and you can use them as poppets. This is my secret off-label use I have a video about it for you guys up on YouTube on how to do that. All right. So you can get that at and use the link to get whichever one you want. So has anyone ever used a candle for something other than burning it? You guys out there in the audience, have you done that before? Has anybody? Love Witch is chiming in. I have candles that I charge up for a long time on my altar, then eventually burn at the right time. But I have also others that I work with and I never intend to burn, right? I mean, we just use them. I mean, it's a wonderful way to bring that symbolism in of whatever it is that you're working on. And I love it. All right. Lastly, our Motanka spirit doll making kit. I have a question. Are there other types of dolls that you've used in your magic besides using one to represent another person? In Ukrainian magic, the motanka is a powerful spirit doll crafted for healing, protection, blessing, and assistance from your ancestors. With this kit, you have everything that you need to craft your own motanka and bring love, luck, health, and magic into your life. You can learn how to make this ancient Ukrainian magic spirit doll. You don't have to be Ukrainian. You don't have to be Slavic. This is an open practice. So have at it. Motanki have been around for thousands of years as talismans to house our guardian ancestors so that they can protect us. It's a little house for your ancestors. It's not tied to them. It's not linked to them. You're not working on them with this. It is a house for them to hang out with you, so they can protect us, give us strength, provide insight and inspiration, heal us, and bless us. Throughout millennia, they have been created and given from mother to daughter, weaving a golden thread of lineage connecting generation to generation. Mutanki can be crafted to protect the home, bring blessings to the family, and provide the comfort that only the ancestors can give you. You know, I had a motanka when I was at the beginning of the pandemic and I was super anxious, so anxious, as we all were. I had a motanka by my side, like, please protect my family from this until there's a vaccine and a cure and all those things we were so anxious about. And it worked. We were protected until there was a vaccine and a cure and medicines and all that stuff. Um, Place your motanka on an ancestor altar in a sacred corner of your home, or you can sleep with it next to you, or you can put it in your room, something like that. If you want to speak with your ancestor spirits, you can talk to your motanka and ask for their support. They can aid a loved one in pregnancy and childbirth, or they can be placed in a cradle before a child is born to protect them in infancy and connect them to their ancestors. They can be given to an ill person to remove their sickness, or placed in a casket so that the ancestors accompany one into the afterlife. I want all of you to remember, I want one of my motanki, if not all of them, in my casket. Okay, you guys got to make sure that happens. I'm counting on you guys.
Got it.
Kelly,
No
Kelly's
taken, no
wait.
taken,
Don't close
no
that
taken.
door. Don't close that
I've
lid
got
yet. We gotta put.
another one.
I know I have so many of them everywhere. All right. This kit comes with everything you need to make a beautiful 9-inch tall motanka of your own. This kit is, I have to say, pretty phenomenal. We have hand woven vintage hemp fabric for the body. This is vintage hand woven Ukrainian fabric, hemp fabric. It is not new. It is beautiful and old, and we got it from Ukraine. People would make beautiful hemp fabric and they would store it, and so they find these bolts of the fabric, and I buy them, and then you can use them for making your motanka. You also have that same fabric for the arms. You have a cotton cloth for the headdress, cotton cloth for the skirt, a colorful ribbon for the apron. You have floss for tying off the motonka tapestry needle for tucking in those ends, and complete step-by-step instructions. The fabric for the motonka clothing may vary from the example. We have different ribbons. We have different skirt colors. This won't change. That'll be the same. Color of the thread might be different. All right. So that's the motonka kit. So are there any other type of dolls that you have used in your magic? Has anyone used one? What is our giveaway, by the way? Do we know what our giveaway is? Do I have a giveaway for this one, Love Witch? Do you know? Oh. I know the script isn't going to give you the answer because I did the script. All right. You know what I'm going to give away? I'm going to give away a motonka kit. How's that for a good price? Let's do that. All right. A motonka kit. Or they could have the beeswax poppet kit. Their choice. The winner gets to choose motonka or beeswax poppet. All right. That's what we're giving away. All right. So lastly, we're going to give away something to everybody. And that's my free ebook, 7 Secrets to Supercharge Your Spell Work. What tips or tricks have you picked up in your magical practice? That's what I want. Tips or tricks. This is a great book, 33-page ebook that tells you about how to work with oils, how to work with baths, how to work with sachet powders, how to work with incense. What do you do if your spell isn't going the way you think it should be going? How do you know if your spell is working? I cover all of that in this. It is a wonderful, friendly book. It's got beautiful illustrations, full color. You will read it in 20, 30 minutes. It's not a long read. But it is a wonderful book to challenge you no matter where you are. If you're beginning in your witchcraft or you're super advanced, it's going to have different challenges for you. For example, the oils one, if you're a beginner, use an oil on yourself with an incantation. That's a great place to start with your oil magic. If you're super advanced, you want some mastery, make your own oil from scratch. That's a stretch, right? It's going to stretch you. So this is a wonderful way to amplify your magical practice, charge up your magical practice, and expand and evolve in your magical practice. And this book, I sell it for $20, the ebook, but you get it for free. How do you get it for free? All you have to do is go to spellsquad.com, sign up on my email list. You will not only get this free ebook, but you will also get the link to join me for the private room where we have our Zoom live magic Q&A every Sunday, except for the first Sunday. So you can join me there. It's great. Come and be on my email list. Get all these freebies. It's a lot of fun. You know, you get also discount coupons all the time. We mail out discount coupons practically every day. So I'm exaggerating, not every day, but you will get discount coupons. Don't worry. All right, so let's do our wrap up. So now we're going to look at the orders that have come in and give you a last chance to order before we draw the winner for our giveaway. If you've purchased any of the spotlighted items during the live stream, you are eligible for the raffle. And this week we are giving away your choice of either a motonka kit or a beeswax poppet spell kit. So either one, whatever you want to do. And don't forget, if you're a member of the Coven and you make a purchase, you get an additional discount and an additional entry into the giveaway if you purchase during the live stream. If you want to find out how to be a member of my Coven, because if you aren't in my Coven, you're missing out on a lot of amazing things. Every month, there's all kinds of cool things, and all the levels have access to lots of different cool stuff, including discounts and things. So don't worry, if you've already added the giveaway item to your order, we will just credit you, or you can get a second one for free, whatever you choose. So, all right. Normally we have Tarot for Kindness after this, but we're not having Tarot for Kindness this week. We will be back on November 26th. This week, I'm going to pick up my niece at the airport right after this. So we will be back with Tarot for Kindness next week. All right, so I'm going to put up the QR codes while the Love Witch finds out who our winner is. So let me tell you what we have on sale, and you can get your last minute order in. We have our Mandrake Love Poppet Spell Kit. That is a traditional hoodoo spell kit. Really cool way to work. We have our Voodoo Doll spell book that tells you about these puppets from all over the world, different ways, different histories, particularly focusing on Vodou and Hoodoo. We have our modeling beeswax for puppets. So you can just get modeling beeswax to use for making a puppet yourself. You can get the modeling beeswax Poppet spell kit, which has the modeling beeswax plus some herbs, plus the bath, plus the directions. So if you don't know how to do it and you're like, I need some help to do it, this is a great way to do that. We have the book Poppet Magic by Silver Raven Wolf, and that is also available. With a couple copies of that. We have our beeswax male figural candle, which can be turned into a poppet. Our beeswax human figural candle, which can be turned into a poppet. And our beeswax female figural candle, which can be turned into a poppet. We also have our Motonka spirit doll making kit. So you can get that there. You can find all of these items in the Parlour of Wonders. Go to shop, go to Poppet Magic, and you will see them there. So you can have that there. All right. So while the Love Witch is pulling up our winner, we have the winner this week. Do you want to announce it, Miss Kelly? Our winner is
Brandy. Yay.
Brandy, you won.
Congratulations.
So Brandy, put in the comments whether you would like a the beeswax poppet kit.
Yes.
And which color you would like, or you would like the Motonka kit. Go ahead and put that into the comments, and then the Love Witch will see that, and we will know which one. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you, Miss Kelly, for joining me here. And I want to thank everyone who joined us here, and Love Witch working in the background, and all of you here for joining us here live at the Magical Mystery Marketplace. Thank you for your comments and questions. We love having you here. And we are looking forward to November 26th next week, when our topic will be folk magic. That's a big topic. And my co-host will be B of Bewitching Tarot. Don't forget to join us here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, right after the Live Magic Q&A Tea Party. And if you'd like to join me for the Live Magic Q&A Tea Party, it's free, it's fun, and it takes place over Zoom 1 hour before the Magical Mystery Marketplace. And all you have to do is join us is go to spellsquad.com and sign up. You'll not only be able to get the link to join us for the Q&A, but you'll get that free ebook too, 7 Secrets to Supercharge Your Spell Work. Thank you so much. So Brandy, if you're still here, let us know. Otherwise, I don't know. Brandy, are you still here? We're going to reach out to you and find out. The Motonka kit. Okay, great. All right. Wonderful. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, everyone who ordered. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Next week, we're going to do folk magic. We're going to highlight some featured items. I mean, really, literally everything at the Parlour of Wonders is folk magic. So it's not going to be the whole site that's on sale, but we're going to pick out some key folk magic books and products and kits and things like that. We'll pick out some key ones that we'll give you a discount on. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you next week, and have a great, if you're in the States, have a great Thanksgiving. Hope you have a very wonderful one with lots of love and closeness and not a lot of weirdness. Sometimes Thanksgiving can be a little weird. I hope you have a nice one. Anything you want to say before we go, Miss Kelly?
It's nice to see everybody again. I'll see you on the flip side. Yeah.
Yeah, we got another. We'll have you coming. I don't know what our next one is. We have to figure out our topics for the new year. We haven't figured out our topics for the new year. So yes, follow Miss Kelly on Instagram, and you can find out about all the markets that she's doing coming up. It's going to be, she sells Parlour of Wonders candles. She's got poppets, cute things that she makes. I mean, cute books. You make journals and all kinds of things. And you can check those out at the markets that she goes to. All righty. Have a great evening, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.